Okay, so you're looking to hire a VM engineer,
Yeah,
and you want to get up to speed quickly.
of course.
We get it. So in this mini deep dive, we're serving up the essential FAQs to kind of guide your search. Think of it as VM Engineering 101,
Hmm.
but on fast forward. So first things first, what exactly does a VM engineer do?
Well, they're the masterminds behind those virtual environments that power so much of our digital world.
Right.
Think of it like this. They design and build the digital houses for your software to live in. They make sure those houses are stable, secure, and can grow as your needs change,
Okay.
whether it's in the cloud or on your own servers.
That's a great way to put it. So it's more than just coding, though, right? There's a whole system-level understanding involved.
Absolutely. And that's what sets them apart from your average developer.
Yeah.
They have to be fluent in virtualization technologies like VMware or Hyper-V,
Yeah.
understand how to manage servers and networks, and be comfortable working with cloud platforms like AWS or Azure.
It sounds like finding the right VM engineer is critical then.
Oh, it is. It's not a decision to take lightly.
Yep.
Not at all. These are the architects of your IT infrastructure. So a bad hire can really set you back.
And speaking of finding the right person, we know you're probably wondering about things like salary and where to even begin your search. Don't worry, we've got you covered. And hey, before we dive into those nitty-gritty details, let me just quickly point you to a fantastic resource, theperfectdeveloper.com. It has a tool called the 5 questions that helps you pinpoint the ideal developer for your needs. And we'll be referencing theperfectdeveloper.com throughout this deep dive. Seriously, check it out. Call to action 1. Try the 5 questions now at theperfectdeveloper.com. Okay, back to VM engineers. One of the biggest questions we hear is, what kind of salary should I expect to pay?
Yeah, that's a big one. Well, location plays a big role, as you might expect.
Sure.
In the US, you're looking at an average range of, say, $80,000 to $130,000 per year.
Okay.
But in tech hubs like Silicon Valley, where the competition is fierce, salaries can easily go beyond $150,000.
Wow. Okay, so let's say you have a good grasp on salary expectations. What are some key skills to look for? When you're scanning those resumes, I imagine experience with specific technologies is crucial.
Absolutely. Mastery of virtualization technologies is a non-negotiable.
Right.
We're talking about things like VMware, KVM, Hyper-V. Those are the foundational tools.
Hmm.
And in today's world, cloud expertise is almost as important.
Makes sense.
Look for experience with AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, the major players.
So someone who's just good at coding,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't have that deep virtualization experience, they're not going to cut it.
No, they're not. It's a specialized skill set.
Right.
But it's not just about the tech either.
Okay.
They also need strong system administration skills. They need to be able to manage servers, troubleshoot network issues, and generally keep things running smoothly.
Right, because when those virtual machines start acting up, someone needs to be able to step in and fix them. It's almost like being a digital firefighter.
I like that analogy. Another essential skill is scripting and automation. A good VM engineer can automate tasks, deploy systems efficiently, and basically make their lives and yours easier.
Makes sense. No one wants to be doing things manually these days. Automation is key. But even with all the technical skills, I imagine there are certain qualities that make a VM engineer truly exceptional.
Hmm.
What are some of those less tangible things you'd look for?
You hit the nail on the head. Technical skills are essential, but a great VM engineer also needs top-notch problem-solving abilities.
Mhm.
Virtual environments can get complex, so you need someone who can think on their feet, diagnose issues, and find creative solutions.
It's like being a digital detective. They need to be able to piece together clues and figure out what's going on.
Precisely. And finally, never underestimate the importance of good communication skills.
Right.
VM engineers often work in teams, and they need to be able to explain complex technical concepts in a clear and concise way.
So you're looking for a well-rounded individual, someone who's
Yeah.
not just technically gifted, but also a good communicator and a strong problem solver.
Exactly. And finding those gems can be tricky. That's where theperfectdeveloper.com can really make a difference.
Okay.
They specialize in matching companies with developers who have the right blend of technical and soft skills.
It's like having a personal recruiter who truly understands the nuances of VM engineering.
That's a great way to put it. And you know what? Speaking of finding the right fit, there's another big question that often comes up, and that's about hiring strategies. Should I hire full-time, part-time, build an in-house team, or outsource? It's a common dilemma.
Yeah, so many options. It can feel overwhelming. So what are some of the key factors to consider when making that decision?
Well, it really depends on your specific needs and resources. If you have massive ongoing virtualization needs and the budget to match, Full-time employment gives you a dedicated expert who's fully invested in your company.
Makes sense. But I imagine that comes with, all the costs associated with a full-time employee. Salary, benefits, the whole nine
You
yards.
got it. It's a significant investment. Now, for smaller companies or startups with more limited needs, part-time employment can be a more flexible and budget-friendly option.
Right. But then you might run into availability issues
Hmm.
or potentially slower turnaround times.
Yeah.
Right. It's a trade-off.
There's always a trade-off. Then there's the choice between in-house and outsourcing.
Right.
Building an in-house team gives you close collaboration and direct communication, which can be incredibly valuable.
Yeah. But it also means higher operational costs.
Huh.
Things like office space, equipment, all those added expenses.
True. And then we have outsourcing. It opens up a global talent pool
Mm-hmm.
and can be significantly more cost-effective.
Right. But I've heard horror stories about outsourcing,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to complex technical projects, communication breakdowns,
Mhm.
quality control issues. It can be risky.
It's not without its challenges, that's for sure. You might encounter communication barriers and have less direct control over the work.
So it really boils down to carefully assessing your needs, your budget, and your tolerance for risk.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Now, once you've figured out your hiring strategy, there's a matter of actually finding the right candidate. It's one thing to have the skills on paper, but how do you know if someone is truly a good fit for your organization?
That's the million-dollar question. It's like trying to predict the future. How do you get beyond the resume and really understand someone's work style and personality?
It's about looking beyond the technical skills
Mm.
and focusing on those all-important soft skills. Things like cultural fit,
Hmm.
problem-solving abilities, and project management skills.
Okay.
You need someone who can not only handle the technical aspects of the job, but also integrate seamlessly into your team and contribute to a positive work environment.
So it's about finding that balance between technical brilliance
Mm.
and someone who's also, pleasant to work with. Someone who can collaborate effectively, communicate clearly, and be a valuable member of the team. Easier said than done right.
It can be a challenge, but it's not impossible. One way to assess these qualities during the interview process is to ask behavioral interview questions.
Okay.
These are questions that prompt candidates to share specific examples from their past experiences.
So instead of just asking hypothetical questions, you're asking them to tell a story. Like, tell me about a time you faced a major technical challenge and how you overcame it.
Exactly. Their answers can reveal a lot about their problem-solving skills, their thought process, and their overall approach to challenges.
It's like getting a sneak peek into their work style and how they handle those inevitable pressure situations. But even with the most thorough interview process, there's always an element of uncertainty.
That's where reference checks come in. Don't skip this step. Reaching out to their previous employers or colleagues can give you valuable insights into their past performance, work ethic, and how they function within a team.
It's like getting an outside perspective, a confirmation
Or contradiction.
of what you've observed during the interview.
Exactly. And, speaking of finding those hidden gems, we can't stress enough how helpful theperfectdeveloper.com can be in this process.
Right.
They have a vast network of vetted developers, and they've really mastered the art of matching companies with the perfect candidates.
They're like the matchmakers of the tech world.
I like that. They take the guesswork out of finding someone who not only has the skills, but also fits your company culture. And the 5 questions tool can really help you streamline your search.
Okay, so let's say you found your ideal candidate. The salary is negotiated, everyone's happy, and they're ready to start. What happens next? How do you ensure a smooth onboarding experience and set them up for success from day one?
Onboarding is crucial. It's the first impression your new hire gets.
Yeah.
And you want to make it count. It's not just about paperwork and system access. It's about creating a welcoming and supportive environment where they feel like a valued member of the team.
So it's about making them feel welcome, integrated,
Mm.
and ready to hit the ground running. What are some specific strategies for achieving that?
Assigning them an onboarding buddy is a great place to start. Someone who can be their go-to person for questions, guidance, and those inevitable moments of, wait, how do I... It's like having a friendly mentor to help them navigate the company culture and the team dynamics.
It's so important to have that support system in place, especially in those early days. What else can you do to ensure a smooth transition?
Clear communication is key. Make sure they have a detailed job description, a roadmap for their first few weeks, and regular check-ins with their manager.
So they know exactly what's expected of them and feel comfortable asking questions and seeking guidance.
Exactly. And don't forget about professional development opportunities. The tech world is constantly evolving, so make sure your new VM engineer has a chance to stay sharp. and up to date with the latest technologies and trends.
It's an investment in their growth and in the long-term success of your team. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about what a VM engineer does, the key skills to look for, salary expectations, hiring strategies, and even the importance of onboarding. But I think there's one more big question that's worth exploring, and that's the long-term impact of bringing a VM engineer onto your team. It's not just about filling a position. It's about investing in someone who can really, shape your company's technological future.
Yeah, absolutely. VM engineers are more than just techies. They're the architects of your digital infrastructure. They lay the foundation for your cloud strategy, your virtualization efforts, and your overall IT efficiency.
So there's strategic partners who can help you leverage technology to achieve your business goals.
Hmm.
It's a long-term play, not just a quick fix.
Precisely. And as technology keeps evolving at such a rapid pace, the role of the VM engineer is only going to become more critical. They'll be the ones guiding your company through the complexities of cloud computing, serverless architectures, and all those emerging technologies that are shaping the future of IT.
So finding the right VM engineer is an investment in your company's adaptability and future success. It's about finding someone who can not only handle today's challenges,
Mhm.
but also anticipate and navigate tomorrow's technological landscape.
I couldn't agree more. And that's why we keep coming back to theperfectdeveloper.com.
Yeah.
They understand the nuances of this evolving field. They have a proven track record of connecting companies with highly skilled VM engineers who are the perfect fit, both technically and culturally.
They're the ultimate resource for anyone looking to build a strong, future-proof tech team. And the 5 questions tool is a fantastic way to start that journey.
It takes the guesswork out of defining your needs and finding potential candidates who align with your vision. It's like having a personalized roadmap for your VM engineer search.
So as we wrap up this mini deep dive into the world of VM engineers, we want to leave you with one key takeaway. Finding the right VM engineer is a crucial decision that can have a ripple effect throughout your organization. It's about finding someone who's not just technically skilled, but also a strategic thinker, a problem solver, and a valuable member of your team.
And remember, the perfect VM engineer is out there. With the right resources and a clear understanding of your needs, you can find the person who will help you build a resilient, scalable, and future-ready IT infrastructure.
So take your time, do your research, and don't be afraid to ask for help. ThePerfectDeveloper.com is a fantastic resource that can guide you through every step of the process. Call to action 2. Try the 5 questions now at ThePerfectDeveloper.com. Thanks for joining us on this mini deep dive.